What's up, cool kids? So over the past couple days, we have been getting some whipsaw action in the market. If you are a trader, this is what you want to see. You want to see some volatility to the upside, to the downside. But if you're holding, if you want the bull run to continue, if you want Bitcoin to go bananas, you want altcoins to go bananas, then you don't want to see this. You do not want to see this. Altcoins cannot hold a bid. This is what we've been talking about over the past month or so. Every time we get some type of pump, we get a nice little retracement in altcoins. But I don't think it's something to worry about too much. I keep saying I think it's opportunity. I'm not a moon boy. Don't get me twisted with a lot of these guys on YouTube, on the internet, who always are bullish, bullish, bullish. I'm not bullish all the time, but I am bullish when it's time to be bullish, in my opinion. So I do think this is opportunity. I do think, if you've been watching me, and if you haven't, I'll give you a quick rundown. I do think August, September will be kind of down to mid to low time. And I think this would be an opportunity to get some crypto going into the end of Q3, going to Q4, where I think we're going to get a nice run up. Hopefully, if the 4-year cycle does play out and we get something good going towards the tail end of the year. But over the past 48 hours, we have been getting some net outflows out of the ETFs, primarily the Bitcoin ETF. And now we have a lot coming out of the Ethereum ETF as well. So net outflows of an Ethereum or Bitcoin ETF does mean that retail. Okay, we'll just put it like this: if I have the ETF, if I buy the Bitcoin ETF, let's say I buy iShares, which is BlackRock's Bitcoin trust. If I sell, or if me and a whole bunch of people sell our ETF, then BlackRock has to sell Bitcoin in order to fulfill our order, to fulfill our sale. So it's not like BlackRock is bearish. I'm sorry, on Bitcoin. It's not like Grayscale or Fidelity, which sold a little bit today, is bearish on these assets. But if the consumer or the customer wants to sell their ETF, then they have to sell some of the asset on the asset that is the ETF. That's what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense. So I'm not too concerned. BlackRock, we know Larry Fink, he's been going on board talking about what he sees going on over the next 7 years, and they all lead to Bitcoin being a crazy astronomical number. And now we see a lot of people jumping on the Ethereum train as well. So as we look at this really quick, we see a lot of outflows. We see over here, we have the 1-day net out inflow, and then we have the 7-day net inflow. And then we have basically negative means it's coming out. So we've been seeing a lot of red across the board over the past 7 days when it comes to the ETFs. But don't worry, don't fret. I saw something where Brazil, Indonesia, and there was one other country, I think somewhere in like Italy or somewhere in Europe, they were talking about they have to start looking at getting a Bitcoin strategic reserve. They have to start putting this on their radar, because this is something that most countries are now starting to see. This is inevitable, what fiat currencies and what everything is going down, or how everything will go down. And they need to protect their purchasing power, just like we need to protect our purchasing power, protect our, protect our ASS with Bitcoin. I guess these countries and nation states and things like that are starting to come on board as well. So all these countries, if you're in Bitcoin right now, if you're in crypto right now, you can tell your kids, you can tell your grandkids, you can tell whoever in the future that you beat a lot of people to the punch. We can say, I've been in crypto since 2020. I can say I beat a lot of top people, a lot of countries to the punch. And if you are here, if you're just getting here, you can be able, or you will be able to say that too, because it's going to happen slowly but surely, but it will happen. So don't fret, don't worry. I think everything will be okay. We always get this type of reaction a lot of times when the market gets very frothy. People want to take profits. Some people get scared. Some people, start to sell. But we know what's going to happen in the long run. It's really the short term that we really want these assets to appreciate. And my thesis is going into the end of Q3, Q4. We should be okay. Quick TA. We're just going to make this a really quick video. Bitcoin right now is sitting at 113,651. I'm on the hourly time frame. Let's actually go to the 15 so we can get a little bit more zoomed in view of what we've been watching. So yesterday we did come down. Saturday we came down to 111,983, and this is what we called over in the Telegram. We said watch out for a double bottom on a small time frame. We called it. It happened. We got a nice bounce all the way up to 115,700. We were riding a trend since Sunday, riding it going into Monday. We lost the trend. Perfect TA, used it as resistance, and then we had a nice fall, formed a bear flag rather, and then we lost that. So now it seems like Bitcoin wants to potentially come back down to this 112 500 area, which we tapped a little bit earlier this morning, and potentially or possibly come back down to that 112 area. So we talked about this on another video. We said we're kind of in limbo land. We're kind of in no man's land. Anything, let's go to a macro. Let's go to we can stay on the 4 hour. Anything between this 112K area, we're just going to keep reiterating the same things for people who haven't seen it, or if you have seen it and you really need a refresher. 112 and 116. This is no man's land for me. This is no man's land for me. Once we can get, or if we can get back above here, now we're in this range going back up to 120. Now, this is the range that I want to be in. I don't want to be below here, and I definitely don't want to get below 112, because we lose 112K, I think we can possibly go back down to the low 100,000s, which I don't want. A part of me does, because a part of me wants to get cheaper crypto. A part of me wants to get cheaper altcoins before a nice or one more massive leg up. I'm not saying it's going to be 100Xs everywhere, but it's going to be something that we can make a lot of money if we're tuned in, if we're locked in. So a part of me, a small part of me, I'm sorry if you want the market to go up tremendously from here, a small part of me being in crypto, not being shaken out, not being emotional about it. We're the cool kids. We're cool, calm, collected. We rational. We are rational in irrational markets. So if the market does come down, let's say we do lose this 112, which Bitcoin is looking a little bit weak right now, but we're not going to call it. We're not going to get bearish at support, and the support is coming in at 112. But if we lose that, let's say we do come down, use that as resistance. We have some liquidity coming down to about 108, I think it was, and then ultimately, I don't want to lose 100K. That's really the line, my major line in the sand. Let's do some on-demand TA actually, because I haven't drew a macro trend line. I usually have a macro trend line that I follow. So let's actually go to the daily. We can zoom out a little bit. Bear with me. Stick with me. Don't skip off the video. I'm just doing some on demand. Okay. So we have a trend line coming in. So around 90K. We want to hold 90K, which comes in the confluence with our area here. Right there. So I think this macro coming in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is correct. This is our macro trend line. This is the one we've been watching. I just didn't have it drawn on this particular chart. So this is our macro trend line. To me, this is when the bull run officially started, which was October, the tail end of September going into October of 2023. So we had our bounce, came down. Our significant bounce from 53K came down again to about 74. We actually have to move this up here because 74 was where we bounced. So, okay, right in confluence around 88 to 90K. So as long as we're above 88 to 90K, we're bullish. I'm just going to say that. We have not broken structure. We have not broken trend ever since the tail end of 2023. As you see here, we had that, came up, nice significant bounce, came down to our trend line, nice significant bounce, right on support right here at 112. We lose that, then of course we could possibly come back down, but as long as we hold our trend line and our horizontal support coming in at around 88 to 90K, I have nothing to worry about. The bear market is not here until we lose that. We lose that, I'll consider bear market. It just is what it is. I will consider it. But that doesn't mean it will be here, but I would consider it if that did happen. But we're a long ways away from there. Anything can happen within the next couple months. And like I said, August and September are usually pretty bearish to sideways. And then we should get our run up going into, like I said, the tail end of September, going into 2023. Altcoins are going into the tail end of 2025. Q4 2025. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I said 2023. Really quick, Ethereum is sitting right above our level at 3,500. We want to continue. Oh, there we go. We want to continue to hold 3,500 in the short term. We lose that 3K 2,800. Those will be our next levels to look at. We have 3K. If we do seem to lose this $3,500 level, this will probably come fairly quick, and this will probably come off the back of Bitcoin losing 112K. So Bitcoin rules the market, runs the market, shows us the direction that it wants to go, and the market follows. So if Bitcoin does lose that 112K, be looking out for a nice significant short. If you short, if you trade, if you short, that would be something to tell you, okay, maybe it's time to short these altcoins. If we lose key levels and if Bitcoin loses that 112K, we'll see Ethereum possibly loses 3,500, coming down to about 3,000. XRP, we talked about, we have a dedicated video talking about XRP. As long as we're below $3, we need to be very aware of what's going on. Over the weekend, we did come down to about $2.70 to $2.73, depending on your exchange. I want to get back above this $3 level, hold this. If we can submit this to be some sort of a floor, I would be happy. If Bitcoin does lose, those levels, we probably start coming back down, testing that $2.73, ultimately coming down to $2.65 is, and I really don't want to go below our low. Really don't want to go below $2, around $1.90 to $2 for XRP. So as long as XRP is above $1.92, XRP is looking pretty good. XLM had that major run up. XLM is a proxy of XRP, so when XRP moves, XLM will move as well. I haven't really been looking at XLM, but I think I'm going to start looking at it, because every time XRP makes a strong move, XLM has a even stronger move a lot of times, because like I said, it is a proxy of it. We're looking at something holding this level here at about 35 to 38 cent. We lose that, then I think, since we had this major move coming in a few weeks ago, I mean, it's just boom, we just shot right up. I think we can come back down here to this level at about 30, like I said, 30 to 33 cent. We lose that, we'll be looking somewhere around a quarter for XLM. Just a couple more ONDO. ONDO needs to hold above 85 cent. If we lose 85 cent, I'm looking at 75 cent. I really don't want to get below 75 cent again. But if we do, we'll be looking for, or to hold this low, coming in at about 60 to 62 cent for ONDO. Anything below $1, in my opinion, for ONDO is a good buy going into, like I said, the tail end of Q3, Q4, going into Q4. And last but not least, Solana. I thought Solana was going to have a nice, massive run up, but we didn't get that major push like we really wanted. Once Ethereum got its push, right now it's sitting at $162. I really want to get back above this 175. Ultimately, 185 is the line, I think, that makes us pretty bullish. If we can get back above 185 for Solana, once the market turns full bull again, very bullish, I think this will be the move. We talked about this, getting above this 204, 205. I think we can make a massive move up to 260 to 300 all-time highs fairly quick. But we got a long way to go. We definitely have a long way to go. Right now, it does seem like we are trying to form some sort of a bullish structure. I mean, you could draw it like this. You can say this is somewhat of a bull flag. So we'll see if we come down here, and then if we can, break out, if the market does, if Bitcoin can reclaim that $116,000 level, getting back into that range at about 116 to 120. So we'll keep everybody posted. This was supposed to be a short video, but I can talk about crypto. I can look at charts all day long. So we'll continue to keep the community updated. We'll continue to post trade setups, my news, real-time thoughts, charts analysis over in Telegram. Discord will be up this week. So I do have a major trading bonus with BYDFI right now. Make sure you guys go in the pinned comments, look at what's going on. We're giving away some Bitcoin for our top traders. If you trade a lot, you can earn free Bitcoin. We have trading bonuses that are not seen anywhere on the internet. We have a lot of trading bonuses, a lot of perks if you trade. So make sure you guys check out BYDFI. I'll put the full link in the description as well. And make sure you check it out over in the Telegram. I'll lay out everything that's going on over there. Sorry about making it too long. This is FD White. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Appreciate everybody who's been watching. Every day we'll be here making sure we keep the cool kids in the know. And yeah, appreciate you. I'll talk to you in a minute. Peace.